Hey everyone, Christina Del Rey here with your yearly forecast for the year 2021. As always, thank you for watching and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share please. Enjoy. Hello Aquarius. This year in 2021, we have Mars going into Taurus on the 7th of January. So for you, this is a part of the sky that has had many shakeups this year. It is the home and family sector. Now Uranus has been there for a few years, kind of shaking up your foundations. Mars is kind of coming in, I think, to make you realize how you're going to take action in that area. You have to take some kind of action in the home area. Maybe you're setting up a new home, or maybe you are revising a current home that you have. But there's like lessons that you've learned about your thoughts, from that third house, about your thoughts, your neighbors, your siblings, cousins, the internet and technology. There's certain lessons that you have learned here, and now you're going to take them with you into your home and your home area and apply them in a new and a different way. Mars is also truth too, so you are integrating your new truth into your home area and you're taking action on it. Now on January 20th, Mars does meet up with Uranus. So this is a day to look out for. This is kind of volatile energy. You just kind of, this might be a stay home and chill day. But you're finding your strength and you're finding your voice in a way that you haven't before, and you just don't want it to get out of control. So sometimes that energy can be a little volatile. All right, so Uranus, shaking up your home area, is going to square off with Saturn in your first house of how people see you and like your body or your health. Okay, so Saturn is saying you need to take your health seriously. You need to treat your body nicely. You need to treat your body, in a very regimented way. So Saturn is saying you have to work on a new you. You are going to be reinvented in some way. And Uranus is shaking up your foundation. So Uranus is the home area. So the home area where, you want freedom, and the area of the self or the body is saying be very structured. So these two are clashing. So you're going to have to somehow find some way to reconcile this. So these three squares happen February 17th, June 14th, and December 24th of 2021. So what happens during these squares is that it's going to be a conflict between the old and the new. The future is coming, and we can't stop the future, right? So we have to let go of our old habits, and that's not always easy. And things that make you feel safe, you kind of have to give those up, and you have to go towards things that are going to free you or make you feel free. But at the same time, you have to keep what's good, and you have to be disciplined as well. And remember, if you're not ethical with Saturn, then you will get the repercussions of that as well, because Saturn gives rewards, but it gives rewards later, 2.5 years later. So we're all starting a new cycle, a new Saturn cycle, but for you it's especially important because Saturn is in your sign. So that means you have to focus on the body. You have to focus on how other people see you as a person. You are re-imaging yourself. Think of it as a re-imaging, and decide the goals that you are going to work towards. And it's going to be uncomfortable, but it is something that you have to do for soul growth. If you decide to resist, it will make it much more painful. So it's better to just embrace that things are changing right now. Nothing in the home area is very stable. And not that it won't be stable, but this is just a year where things are changing in these areas for you. So that's your main focus for the year. So too, like Saturn is asking us, wherever Saturn's in the chart, he's asking us to be responsible and mature. So, and Uranus is more like a revolution. It's like changing yourself. So you have to change yourself and be free, but also be responsible and be mature, if that makes sense. Okay, Aquarius. So Mercury is going to retrograde this year in the air signs. So previously it had been retrograding in the water signs in 2020. So that was a much more heavy energy, much more emotional energy. So now this is going to be more of like a detached energy, but you actually get the first Mercury retrograde. So we're still talking about this area of the body, of how others see you. So you're going to be taking a mental review of that. You're going to be rethinking your image, rethinking your body, rethinking your health, rethinking your home area. Okay, so that happens January 30th to February 20th. And then May 29th to June 22nd, we get Mercury retrograde in Gemini, which for you is in the house of relationships and romantic partners and children. So you're going to be, this is like quick moving thoughts. This energy is quick information. Mercury in an air sign has to do with technology. It has to do with networking. It has to do with ideas and independence too. So, and even, to a certain degree, revolution too. So, you're going to be rethinking how you deal with relationships, how you commit to relationships, how, children, this could, or it could be creative projects as well. And then the third Mercury retrograde is September 26th to August 18th in Libra. And this is a part of the chart for you that has to do with your philosophies. It also has to do with legal matters. It also has to do with educational matters. So some of you could be thinking about furthering your education. You could be thinking about studying new philosophies. You could be even changing your whole philosophy in life. It's a very big year for Aquarius. Aquarius, you're affected by, these transits most of all because you have, Saturn in your sign this year, which is huge. And Saturn in your sign only happens, Saturn only comes into your sign like once every 28 years. So, it's been a long time since it's been there. Okay. So then we have Jupiter moving into from Aquarius into Pisces, and that is going to happen just between May 13th and July 28th. And this is going to be in a part of the chart for you that has to do with income. So Jupiter is big, right? And in Pisces, it does not have boundaries. So this could be good to make income, but you also have to be careful because you could spend the income. This is also your self-esteem. So it's possible that you could be creating self-esteem here, but the downside of Jupiter too is like getting cocky or, I'm always right or I'm so great. So you have to really watch with that. But that does bring blessings usually. So blessings financially, blessings in how you make your living. Money always looks better when Jupiter is in the second house, but just be careful not to spend too much money. Okay, so this is also spiritual blessings too. So you could, there could be a spiritual feeling behind any opportunities that come your way to make money, perhaps. And then like Jupiter is going to retrograde back into Pisces, and then you're not going to see Jupiter in Pisces again until December 29th, and then again in 2022. So this is actually really good for you because you can set the stage for how you're going to use those blessings in 2022. What are you going to do with your income? How are you going to bless your own income? Well, it's going to have to be like, how you're re-imaging yourself. All of this is going to be tied together somehow. Jupiter in this area also brings blessings of your self-esteem, or maybe healing of your self-esteem as well. But wherever Jupiter is, it can bring healing, but especially in Pisces, that's a very healing sign. So take advantage of that energy. Okay, now Aquarius, we have to talk eclipses because it's not, not that you don't have enough going on, Aquarius, but lots of lessons here. Big, big year for Aquarius. You will not walk into 2021 the same person that you walk out of 2021. And that's a good thing. It's growth. So this past year, 2020, you had eclipses in the area of friends, friendships, and romantic partnerships. Okay, so there were big changes in those areas. On June 5th, you had an eclipse, and it had to do with your hopes, wishes, dreams, and your friends. Okay, there was some kind of ending there, something that came to an end, and maybe you didn't know it came to an end right at that time, and maybe it came later, but something culminated in that area at that time. And then we had November 8th, so November 30th, 2020, we had another one. So think back to what was going on in your romantic life around November 30th. You're likely to get clues of the lessons that you are continuing into 2021. And then, of course, there's a solar eclipse. There was a solar eclipse on December 14th. So think back to what was going on in your life back then in the area of partnerships, friendships, okay, and hopes, wishes, and dreams as well. Because maybe that has shifted for you. Maybe friends have shifted for you. Maybe romantic partnerships have shifted. Maybe your relationship with children has shifted. Or maybe creative projects here have shifted, or groups that you hang out with. So this continues into 2021. So May 26th is our first eclipse, and thankfully we only have 4 this year. We had quite a few more last year. But the lunar eclipse is at 5 degrees Sagittarius. So again, we're talking about this area of the chart that has to do with friendships, hopes, wishes, and dreams. So something is coming to a culmination or an ending, or something's coming to fruition in that area. And then on June 10th, 19 degrees Gemini, and that is falling in your area of children, creative projects, and romantic partnerships. So there is a new beginning there for you. And then on November 19th, we have this one-off eclipse that's happening in the previous house, and that is in the 4th house. So remember, that 4th house is very important for you because it's all about those shakeups, right? It's all about, shaking those foundations. You are, you were changing with your home somehow. And this is a lunar eclipse, so there's likely something to come to fruition here. In the home area. So pay attention to that. And then there's a solar eclipse December 3rd at 12 degrees Sagittarius. And this is going to be, once again, you starting a new beginning in friendships or hopes, wishes, dreams. Perhaps you're creating something new here. And one last transit that we have that we're going to look at today is Venus in Capricorn going retrograde. Now, this is not until the end of the year, and this follows into 2022, but Venus is going to retrograde in Capricorn in your 12th house. So you could be looking at karmic endings with someone. You could be looking at karmic endings in relationships. You could be looking at the value of your own thoughts or your own subconscious. You could be looking at behind the scenes. This could have to do with relationships behind the scenes. This could have to do with endings. This could even have to do with how you make money, and are you going to change that? When we talked about Jupiter coming in with those blessings. So, these two things are going to be related somehow in 2022. But anyway, we're going to review relationships, our values. Venus is also self-esteem, money, your relationship with material things. And what are you thankful for? What do you have that you are thankful for? And what is your connection? What is the value of your connection to spirit? Okay, Aquarius, there's a lot here, but I do think that, if you do the work, you will come out with huge rewards. So, don't fight the fight, just roll with the changes. Have a great year.